in this lab we want to have interpolation comparison, including krigging. So we have limestone mine data. So in this limestone we have 3 strata, and if you open the Excel files, you'll notice that we don't have any key or non-key strata defined, so it would be fine for this lab. But if you want to define it in Carson, you know how to do that based on previous labs. I think in our 3rd Carson lab, so lab 8, you learned how to define key and non-key strata. Alright, so you can go ahead and import drill holes. So I briefly explain it again. So first you define drill hole and call it lab 9 and open. So our key density should be more than 80. It doesn't matter because right now we are not using it, but just in case of learning, I change it to 150 because it's limestone. And then you can go to drill hole drop down again and have export drill hole option, and in drill hole import I have custom imports formatter and no separate strata files. So I have the limestone data here, so select that, open it. So I want to have all this data to be listed here. So first is drill hole name, next easting, noting, surface elevation, strata name and strata thickness, and its base of comma delimiter. Okay, so click OK and double click on the wheel of the mouse. Now you have drill holes. We can go ahead change the symbol size of the drill holes. So in text and change, not text, in drill hole utilities and change symbol number. Drill hole utilities, change symbol size. And so because I first went somewhere else, so I repeat again. Drill hole utilities, drill hole symbol size. So I guess 20, it should be good. So I click everything. It seems so small. So enter again. So the same tool will get activated again. So I change it to 60 and select everything. Now it's much better. So now I create a new layer. So if you have it 2 again, so turn off one of them here and have the current layer like this. Now I can have a new layer here and name it boundary and have it selected, and I draw a boundary around it, and I don't go much further than the whole area. So in draw, I draw a rectangle around all drill holes, and okay. Now next I want to make topography. I have 2 options for doing that. So first, from everything that I have on the screen, it means colors of the drill holes and this boundary. Second, from the top elevation of a strata, the first strata, which is soil. I can do that, so that means that if I double click on the first strata here is soil, so the top elevation of that, so if I interpolate all of those, so so it will give me the surface. We want to do that with krigging and ABOS. For ABOS, I use all the points on the surface, not top elevation, but for krigging, we have to use the top elevation of the strata because for that we need drill hole data. Okay, so first as a review, so we go ahead in grids and make 3D grid file to have a topography surface base of ABOS interpolation method. So go and make 3D grid file. We can name it as topography ABOS and save. Now we change the modeling method as ABOS. Set grid position with a screen peak. We want dimension of a cell from 50 by 50, so it would be our standard. So click OK, and if you have snap to point on, so click this corner to the top corner. Now we have this, so we can select everything before entering, and now enter. So change the target accuracy to 5 and differential smoothing factor, it can remain 10. Click OK. So the grid file is saved. We can make contours out of that. So we go to grid, contour from grid file, inclusion boundary, no exclusion boundary, and our existing grid file is topography ABOS. We can name it topo ABOS and contour interval 5, contour by interval checked, label contour the size, I think 20 is good, and yeah, the color, first we don't change it, next one we should change color, because as you remember when we were changing the color of the layer later, it was not changed. The reason that it was not changed, because if we select color by layer, it will be changed later, so we can do that as well. That is, I realized yesterday, because most of you had these questions. Okay, so we can now select color by layer as well and click OK and click OK here. So now we have contours. So I go ahead, turn this off after you checked it. Next I want to do krigging. So for that we go to Strata Calc. I hope that all of you were in class and had listened to my explanations about krigging. So right now I don't explain all details, and I just use the software. So then go to calculate variogram 2D. Next is ask select drill holes, so I select everything. It will automatically find 67 drill holes inside that area. So our highest strata is soil, so select that one. And so for sure LMS, which is our limestone, is the key, but because we didn't define it, so it's fine. Everything is non-key here, no problem for this lab. If you have such a thing for your group project, that is a problem. Alright, so we click OK. Now here for sure we want top elevation. Be careful here, click on top elevation. Now we want to use semi-variogram. We don't select anything else. We are not using them in this lab. So anything you see here is the graph, and then after we draw the spherical, exponential, or Gaussian model, it will give us nugget and seal and range. So what we want to change is number of lags and lag separation. So if we get dimensions of this box here, so I think it should be about 4000 by 4000 dimension in this area. Then so the number of lags multiply by lag separation distance should cover the whole area, should be around that number, which I guess here if I go to calculator and 176 multiplied by 20 is 3520, which is around 4000. That's good. So but here, well, I don't see any pattern, or I can't fit any of these models to that, and also there are lots of points. So let's decrease this 200. For sure this should be increased by 350. I try, and half of that would be 170 around. Actually it's 175. And if I draw the graph, so, it's so big. It should be 35 and 17. That's it. That's my bad. Okay. So I see that the graph it has more meaning here. Let's reduce this by 50, and this should be 70, 35. So multiply of these two, it is about 3500. And if I click on that, it's better. I decrease the number of lags, and I think by 10, 300, that's much better. This part I have problem. If I change it to 9, or changing to 8 without changing, it looks really good actually. However, so 300 by 8, it's about 2400. So I am covering 2400 by 2400 feet of the area. Means that this model is not from all the area, it's for 2400 feet of that. However, we assume rest of the area have the same pattern. Now I go and model for first spherical and fit it to our graph. So if I click there and a little bit more, so it should be fine if I don't change the nugget. Now we can save this variogram as krigging. Oh, actually it is topography. Krigging spherical. I save it, so it will save this as a file with postfix of .vio, I guess, if I'm not wrong, and save it. Next would be exponential. I can make exponential like this. I can also bring the nugget up a little bit. This looks good to me. I save this one as exponential. That's fine. Next, I use Gaussian. This one is good. Now I save it as alright, so be careful that these numbers are unique based off people. It means they are not unique. So each person can get different value, and it should make sense. So what I mean is that the krigging variables or parameters that I get should be close but not exactly same as yours or your friend. So if they are exactly same, there should be something weird there. Now we can exit out of this and exit out of this again. Next, we want to make grids based off the variograms. So if you go to Strata Calc, previously we were using define strata grid other one to have the grid files, and we were making them all at the same time. Now we want to use it just one by one. So we can go to make a strata grid file, and we want to get the position from file, which is our topography ABOS. And now you can change our modeling method to krigging and click OK. Next is selecting drill holes, click enter. Next is our strata file, which is soil. So here, because it's one by one, it doesn't let you to select more than one. So click soil and click OK. Now we have top elevation, click OK. We name our file, the grid file, topography underline krigging underline. First we use exponent or spherical and save. Uncheck output estimation variance, we don't want it. So first we use the spherical. So I don't remember these values. However, I can load what we saved as VIO for. So we want spherical, load that, so it will set everything here, click OK. That grid file was saved. Next, I want to do the same thing for exponential. So I click on top elevation again, name it as exponential, save. Now I load exponential grid file or variogram file, sorry, and click open. So it will change all parameters in here. Click OK. The grid file is made. Next, I go again. I want the third grid file, base of krigging, base of Gaussian. So click on top elevation again, click OK, and name it as Gaussian. Click save. Now we load Gaussian parameters. Everything is changed. Click OK. Now we are done. So I don't select anything. I don't have any next value. Click exit and exit out of this again. Next, that I have grid files, I can make contour files. So you should be able to make contours. So I just make one of them, but you should make it 3 times here. So for sake of video, I show it once, but you should pause it and do it for the rest of them again. So I go to grids, contour from grid file, inclusion area, enter, no exclusion. First I make it spherical, so I choose the spherical topography krigging spherical grid file that I made and click open. I change it to topo krigging spherical and color by layer. Click OK, click OK. Now I have these contours. Now if I get here and compare it with ABOS, you can see the difference, which is a lot here. Should be a little bit similar in center. It doesn't matter if the lines are different, so we can turn both of them off and create grids for exponential and Gaussian in the same method. After you've done that, so here you have 4 contours. I don't have because I didn't make it. Next, we want to calculate residual. So residuals for our thickness grid. We can have residuals for our elevations as well, but I just explain it for our thickness grid. So go to Strata Calc and in other run residual, click on that. First it asks us to select drill holes, so let's go ahead and select all of the drill holes, enter. So there is this window that we want to add our grid line. So it's like making grid lines in other one. So first we want strata name. So to have an organized comparison, we can in our folder, so we can select everything here, rename it later, or select it one by one. So so go ahead, select all of that, and we want it for thickness based off feet. Now we can choose our interpolation method. So first we choose triangulation and click OK. Next we want to choose everything, click OK, and we want same thickness again, and based off inverse stamp we use power of 2 and click OK. So now you see all of that here. Then go ahead and choose a strata to process everything, thickness, and so keep krigging for last. So go jump over it and go for polynomial. Click OK. Next we add everything. Thickness, least square. Next we add ABOS. Oops, I forgot to choose everything. Thickness. And so I have all of that. And next is Verona. So choose soil, sap, and LMS for Verona. And thickness. And click OK. The only thing left is krigging. For krigging, we don't have any variogram yet based on thickness. So if I go to add and krigging here, so I need to set krigging parameters. And I don't know this. Best is to save everything. So save it or save as. So it will save as AutoStat automatically. So save it and before calculating residual, exit out of it. Next, go back again to Strata Calc and calculate variogram again. Select variogram 2D. All drill holes selected. We want it for soil first, then SAP, which is saprolite, and then limestone. So click OK. Thickness. Now we do same procedure here. So what if I choose 8, 300 and 150 again? Get the graph. I will change it to 10, 50, 175. It's really good. Let me just change it to 20 to see what is the rest of this. Change it back to 10. Just to make sure. 10, 70. Alright. And I check 15 by 230. By 115. So really 10 by 300 by 150 should be the best. In case I change it to 11, change it to 15 to 10, 350 and 170. This is a really good one. Change it to 170 and we use this one. So now first spherical. It doesn't match that well. Exponential. If you try Gaussian, it should be the best one. 60 now, 45, 40. 30. There. So in this time we just match one of these, the best one. We are not comparing all of them. So let's see which of these is the best match to our data. This is actually good. So I use this one. So I save this as soil, THK as thickness, krigging. Just to remember it later on, it is actually a spherical. Just in case. And save it. Now if I exit out of this again, I go back to Strata Calc, calculate variogram 2D, select all drill holes, enter. Now I choose SIP and thickness. Same thing here. First I change this to 20, increase this by 200 and 100. 50. Change this to 10, increase this to 300, 150. So this is a lot. So increase this to 10 to 100. 20, 25, 90, 60, So actually a smaller area has a graph here because 16 by 15 is actually 16 by 150 is about 2400 feet. So a smaller area. So let's have this 40. I think this is really good. 45, put exponential here. Sounds good. I save this one as SIP, and it is so SIP thickness and krigging and exponential. I save this and exit out of this, exit out of next, go back to Strata CAD, calculate variogram 2D, select all drill holes, and next is limestone. Again, thickness. Now here, what if I change this to 20 and keep 120 there, and change, increase that by 150, 75. It says 550. This is actually not a correct value. Definitely we want much bigger value here. If I use 30 and 100 and 50 and use it again to 25, getting closer. 180 and 90. Not. It's big. Oh, we were 80. So I go 60. 15, 14, decrease it from 150 and 70. 140 and 70. Getting something out of here. 120 and 60. 130 and 65. 145, 75, 272, 140 and 70. Much 30, 13, 12, 11 here. 9. It's getting difficult to decide for this one. Okay, so I think these values were 7 number of legs and 214 leg separation should be fine. So I can fit it like this and save it as LMS. And what did we fit? And exponential, so it's fine, and save it. So exit out of this as well. So now we have everything. Next is to go back to our other round residuals. Select drill holes again. So here that it was saved, so you can see everything that we previously selected. So we can add krigging and choose the layers one by one instead of selecting all of them. So first soil for thickness, krigging, and set krigging parameters. Load soil thickness variable and click OK. Click OK, so it will add that. Next, choose SAP and thickness, krigging, set krigging parameters, load SAP krigging parameters and click OK. OK here. Next again, add, choose strata as LMS, click OK, thickness, click OK, krigging, set krigging parameters, and load LMS1. Click open, click OK, and click OK. So now you have solid, set, LMS for krigging as well. Now that we have everything, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 methods here. If you want more power on least square or polynomial, you can, or inverse distance, you can add that too. But for our lab, so it's fine. Now you can first save it. Now go ahead and click on calculate residuals, and then it starts thinking. It thinks to calculate all the residuals. It takes a while. Now, so everything is selected. You can select everything for the list of report. Click on MS Excel and get the report. What we see here now is our method and absolute value of residual. Now we can see the best method is ABOS for SAP, and also krigging for SAP is good as well. So if you want for each layer difference, best method for each layer, so go ahead and create a table out of it and sort it. Just for example, soil. So the best one for soil is inverse distance. Write it down. So I will write it somewhere here, for example. Soil inverse distance. I will filter it out for SAP. The best is SAP ABOS, and for LMS the best, for example, is krigging. This is based on my data, the data that I done krigging. Yours should be different. Don't think that if I calculated krigging, the best is for LMS, yours should be that one. Numbers should show and your map. If it's close, that's better, but don't worry if it's different. So then, based on these ones, go ahead, calculate grids as we did before, draw contours and submit plots for our lab submission. Good luck!